Lung cancer starts when cells within the lungs begin to grow uncontrollably. Think of it as a malfunction in the body's cell division process. Normally, our cells divide and die off at a balanced pace, but with lung cancer, this balance is lost. The cells don't stop dividing when they should, and they start building up to form a mass, which we call a tumor. If left untreated, these cancerous cells may spread beyond the lungs to other parts of the body, a process known as metastasis, which makes treatment and recovery more challenging. Now, not all lung cancers are the same. Lung cancer generally falls into two primary categories: non-small cell lung cancer, or NSCLC, and small cell lung cancer, or SCLC. NSCLC is the most common, making up about 80 to 85% of lung cancer cases. It tends to grow more slowly than small cell lung cancer, which is a more aggressive form that spreads rapidly through the body. Lung cancer is one of the leading causes of cancer-related deaths worldwide. It impacts millions, but here's something hopeful to remember. Many of its causes are preventable. By learning about the factors that increase the risk of lung cancer like smoking, air pollution, and radon exposure, we can take important steps toward protecting our lung health. Lung cancer is a complex disease, but understanding its causes is an essential first step in preventing it. The single biggest factor remains smoking. In fact, around 80 to 90% of all lung cancer cases can be traced back to tobacco. It's easy to think of cigarettes as just tobacco leaves wrapped in paper, but they contain far more than that. Each cigarette is a cocktail of thousands of chemicals, and a significant number of these are known to be carcinogenic, meaning they directly contribute to the development of cancer. Imagine inhaling a substance that contains formaldehyde, benzene, arsenic, and ammonia with every puff. These chemicals work in tandem to damage lung cells, creating irritation and inflammation. Over time, this ongoing damage can cause the cells to mutate, setting the stage for cancer to develop. With repeated exposure, these mutations accumulate and can eventually lead to full-blown cancerous tumors. But here's something many people don't realize. You don't have to be a smoker to be at risk. Exposure to secondhand smoke or passive smoking can be just as dangerous. When a non-smoker breathes in the smoke from someone else's cigarette, they're inhaling the same harmful chemicals. And the risk is real. Studies have shown that people who live or work with smokers have a significantly higher chance of developing lung cancer than those who don't. Moving beyond smoking, another cause we need to discuss is radon gas. Radon is a naturally occurring radioactive gas that comes from the ground. It's invisible, odorless, and tasteless, which makes it particularly insidious. Radon can seep into homes through the foundation, collecting in basements or other lower levels. For non-smokers, radon exposure is actually the second leading cause of lung cancer. Testing for radon is relatively easy, and if high levels are detected, mitigation systems can be installed to reduce the risk. If you live in an area with known radon issues, testing is essential and can make a real difference in reducing exposure. Another major contributor to lung cancer is air pollution. Every day we're exposed to pollutants from sources like vehicle exhaust, industrial emissions, and even smoke from forest fires. While our lungs are resilient, long-term exposure to polluted air can cause irreversible damage. Microscopic particles and harmful gases from polluted air enter the lungs and, over time, lead to inflammation and damage to lung tissues. Studies show that people who live in areas with high pollution levels are at greater risk of developing lung cancer than those in cleaner environments. It's a reminder that beyond personal habits, our environment has a significant impact on our health. In urban settings where pollution levels can be high, efforts to reduce exposure, such as wearing masks on high pollution days or using air purifiers indoors, can help lessen the risks. Lastly, certain occupations pose a higher risk for lung cancer due to exposure to specific substances. People working in industries such as construction, mining, and manufacturing often encounter materials like asbestos, diesel exhaust, and chemicals that can damage lung cells. For example, asbestos, once widely used in construction, is a known carcinogen. When inhaled, its tiny fibers embed in the lung tissue, leading to scarring and inflammation that can eventually result in cancer. Diesel exhaust and other chemical fumes work similarly, causing cumulative damage over time. Protective measures such as wearing respirators and adhering to safety protocols are critical for those working in high-risk fields. Even with these precautions, awareness and regular health checkups are key, as these occupations carry a level of unavoidable risk. As we can see, while smoking remains the #1 cause of lung cancer, it's far from the only factor. From radon exposure and air pollution to occupational hazards, multiple factors can increase our risk. But each of these risks can be reduced through lifestyle choices, environmental awareness, and protective measures. Taking the time to understand these causes gives us the knowledge to make informed choices for our health. By avoiding smoking, reducing exposure to harmful environments, and protecting ourselves in the workplace, we can all take steps toward healthier lungs and a longer, healthier life. When we think about lung cancer, environmental factors like smoking, pollution, or workplace exposures often come to mind. But there's another piece to the puzzle that's less obvious, but equally important: genetics. Our genes play a significant role in our health, and when it comes to lung cancer, they can influence how vulnerable we are to developing the disease. Let's start with family history. If you have close relatives who have had lung cancer, your own risk may be higher. This doesn't mean you're destined to develop lung cancer, but it does mean you could have inherited certain genetic markers or mutations that make your cells more susceptible. These inherited mutations don't directly cause cancer, but they can make it easier for cancer to start and spread, especially if combined with other risk factors like smoking or exposure to harmful chemicals. To understand this better, let's take a closer look at what happens at the cellular level. Our DNA contains the instructions that tell our cells how to grow, divide, and function. Mutations in certain genes can disrupt this process, leading to uncontrolled cell growth. In the case of lung cancer, certain genetic mutations affect how lung cells respond to carcinogens or how effectively they can repair damaged DNA. These mutations can be inherited, meaning they're passed down from parents to children, which is why family history is an important factor. Genetic testing can help us better understand these inherited risks. For example, if you're aware of a family history of lung cancer, genetic counseling might be beneficial. Through counseling, you can explore whether testing for specific mutations could be useful, and you can get guidance on the best ways to monitor your health. Please Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can stay connected with more contents. Genetic testing doesn't change your fate, but it can be empowering. By knowing if you carry certain risk factors, you can make informed choices about lifestyle, early screenings, and proactive health measures. If you're a smoker with a family history of lung cancer, for example, quitting smoking becomes even more crucial, as your genetic predisposition increases your risk. Likewise, if you're exposed to risk factors like secondhand smoke or environmental pollutants, taking steps to reduce that exposure can be even more impactful. In short, while we can't change our genetic makeup, we can change how we respond to it. Genetics may increase susceptibility, but our actions still make a difference. If you're concerned about your family history of lung cancer, talking with a healthcare provider or genetic counselor can provide valuable insights and help you create a proactive plan for maintaining your lung. Understanding the influence of genetics gives us another tool in the fight against lung cancer, allowing us to make choices that can protect us, even in the face of inherited. When it comes to lung cancer, prevention is powerful, and one of the most impactful ways to reduce your risk is to quit smoking. It might surprise you to know that quitting smoking can significantly reduce your risk of developing lung cancer, even if you've smoked for years. Research shows that the body starts to heal itself almost immediately after you stop, and your lung cancer risk continues to drop over time. The good news is there are many ways to quit. Options include nicotine replacement therapies, such as patches or gum, which can help ease the transition by reducing cravings. Counseling and support groups can also be invaluable, providing you with strategies to handle the urge to smoke and offering encouragement from others who understand the challenge. If you've tried to quit before but found it difficult, you're not alone. Many people experience relapses, but each attempt is a step closer to success. It's important to remember that quitting is a journey, not a one-time event, and every effort you make brings you closer to a smoke-free life. And it's not just about quitting smoking yourself. If you don't smoke, you still need to be mindful of secondhand smoke. Secondhand smoke contains the same harmful chemicals that make direct smoking so dangerous, and prolonged exposure can increase your lung cancer risk even if you've never smoked. If you're around smokers, kindly ask them to smoke outside or keep some distance. Taking control of your environment is key to protecting your health. Another important factor in lung cancer prevention is radon exposure. Radon is a natural radioactive gas that seeps into homes from the ground, especially in certain regions. Since radon is invisible and odorless, you wouldn't even know it's there without testing for it. Testing your home with a radon kit is simple and can reveal if you're at risk. If your home has high radon levels, professional mitigation can help. This involves installing a ventilation system to prevent radon from accumulating, drastically reducing exposure. If you're in a high-risk area for radon, don't wait. Testing can make a big difference in preventing lung cancer, especially for non-smokers. Next, let's talk about occupational hazards. Some jobs, particularly in construction, mining, and manufacturing, expose workers to harmful substances like asbestos, diesel exhaust, and various chemicals. In these settings, protective measures are essential. Using protective equipment like masks, gloves, and respiratory gear can reduce the amount of harmful particles you inhale. Additionally, if you're working in an environment with these hazards, Consult with your employer to ensure all safety regulations are in place. Even if it seems like an extra step, these precautions can make a big difference in reducing your lung cancer risk. After all, our lungs are constantly working to filter out pollutants and toxins. We can help protect them by minimizing exposure to these substances wherever possible. Creating a healthy indoor environment is also crucial. Indoor air quality can sometimes be even worse than outdoor air, especially if ventilation is poor or pollutants are present. Keeping your home well ventilated is a good start. Opening windows to allow fresh air in can help reduce the concentration of harmful particles. If you live in a polluted area, consider investing in an air purifier to capture particles and allergens. Indoor plants can also contribute by naturally filtering out some toxins, creating a fresher and healthier living space. Together, these small steps can add up to a cleaner, healthier environment for your lungs. Finally, regular health screenings play a vital role in detecting lung cancer early, especially if you have a history of smoking or other risk factors. Screening can detect changes in lung tissue before symptoms appear, making treatment more effective. Low-dose CT scans are currently one of the most effective screening tools for lung cancer. They're quick, non-invasive, and can detect lung cancer at an early stage, significantly improving the chances of successful treatment. If you're at high risk, talk to your doctor about scheduling regular screenings. Catching lung cancer early can make all the difference in treatment outcomes, allowing for less invasive and more successful options. In summary, reducing your risk of lung cancer involves a combination of lifestyle choices, protective measures, and proactive health monitoring. Quitting smoking, avoiding secondhand smoke, testing for radon, protecting yourself at work, maintaining indoor air quality, and getting regular screenings can all contribute to a healthier, cancer-free life. Taking action now not only protects your health, but also serves as a powerful example for others in your life. Making these changes may seem challenging, but the benefits are lifelong. Each step you take brings you closer to a future where your lungs can function freely and healthily. So remember, every small effort counts, and your health is worth it. Thank you for joining us today, and here's to a life with healthier lungs and a brighter future. Lung cancer may be common, but the good news is that many cases are preventable. By choosing not to smoke, reducing exposure to harmful substances, and making proactive health decisions, you can significantly lower your risk. Small lifestyle changes like maintaining an active lifestyle, eating a balanced diet, and ensuring clean indoor air add up to make a big difference in protecting your lungs. Thank you for watching. If you found this information useful, please give us a thumbs up, share it with friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more tips on staying healthy. Remember, your lungs are worth protecting. Take care and stay proactive for a healthier future.